Out on the misty mountains call, yeah, yeah, to dungeons deep and caverns. Oh, what? I'm in my Lord of the Rings mood. I just watched the extended edition for Return of the King in theaters, and I'm very happy. Um, anyways, what's poppin', everybody? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing solid, having a good ass week. I am gonna be well. First of all, I forgot to say this, but thank you so much for um, everybody who's commented and watched my video. I did not expect that amount of support. It's amazing um, that you guys can find value in these videos. And my whole goal with this channel is just to provide like a little chill space for you guys to just draw along and hang out and just while I talk about random stuff and stories. And yeah, I'm not like I could be really loud, but I'm not one of these. I'm not trying to put on a persona, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be me. But yes, I truly appreciate. Really, really. I had no idea. I thought that video was only going to maybe reach out to like two people, a couple of people, but the overwhelming support, thank you. And people put in their input on their life experiences and also had some questions that I will address. I think it's something that we can all relate to. And yeah, I'm having a solid one, man. I didn't think that this month would be kind of chill. I've been pretty busy with stuff, but for the most part, it's been very good. Start things off. I'm gonna go over some stuff that I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm drawing a frog. I'm drawing a frog mage. It's something that I'm working on, but again, using just pens and inks, try to see if I could visualize and just be more confident with myself. Um, and again, it's been freeing. And I want to go into some of these questions. So the just a few things. Yeah, let me go over this. I don't have this is all impromptu. Is that what it's called? No prompt. Just going in raw and wriggly. That's from that's from Lord of the Rings with Gollum. Give it to us raw and wriggly. Anyways, all right. Just want to address and give thanks to some of the people that commented. I'm sorry if I can't get to everybody, but I just want to show my support and appreciation. KZ says, "Oh my God, I just took an art class at SMC right now out of high school last semester. The people in my class were genuinely some of the nicest people I've met, though I definitely got crushed in terms of output. It's like the second you get into an art class outside of high school, people are just straight locked in." Yeah, I I did not take my education seriously until I entered SMC because once I had to pay out of my own pocket, I realized like, oh shit, I ain't got I ain't got my parents, man. I ain't got nobody to pay for my shit. I ain't got the school system. But I used to be a terrible academic. I had straight F's and D's. I went to night school and I grew up in Koreatown, Los Angeles, and there's a really big gang culture, and I was surrounded by that. And I definitely got into some problems um, outside of school, just back in my neighborhood, just a lot of bad things. And the first time I got jumped, I remember I was running away. I used to go to this arcade. It was on 6th and Rampart. It's where this like really big gang called MS-13. It's like that's like their main place. And when I was a kid, I used to run around there and just be a knucklehead, just wanting to mess around and do some stupid things. I'm not gonna get into the details of it, but over time, with all my stupidness, I remember I got chased by these three older gangsters, and I didn't know who they were, but apparently they heard me or they saw me doing something, and they were much older than me, and they were chasing me. And I remember I tried to hide behind a library there. There's like a little library, a public library at Lafayette Park, and I was so skinny, I like squeezed through the gates. I was on adrenaline. Like me and the homies, like me and my friends were like running away. And then I squeezed through the gates and I hid behind the library, and they saw me and they couldn't get through, and they were like, "Yeah, you gonna come out of there soon." And I was so scared. But after that I realized like I wasn't a gangster. I still acted like an idiot, but yeah, after that I realized once I realized like I'm not trying to be hard. Unfortunately for a lot of my friends, you think because you have um you think you have time. Like when you're a kid, you think you're invincible. And when I was in high school, I never took anything seriously. So I barely passed, barely walked the stage with night school. And once I got to SMC, I didn't know what it is that I wanted to do in my life, but I was surrounded by people who were just so genuine and nice and supportive, and people who came from all walks of life. And just to see them locked in, like you were saying, KZ, like people there, and their age range is from all ranges, right? You got young people, you got older people, and they're all just trying to do something with their life. So, and most likely they're paying money out of their own pocket. And I realized, like, oh my God, this is getting real. I can't be, I can't be an idiot for the rest of my life, like just being a knucklehead. Like, yeah. So yes, people are straight locked in, and you learn. It's all a process. I think after you get older, over time, like you start to you start to take things more into consideration. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Windows, Windows, Windows XP genuinely helped me snap out of it. I'm currently in art school and I feel similarly. I know it's going to take time and patience and stuff, but genuinely, I needed to hear this. Thanks for sharing, dude. Yes, this is all a journey, it's all a process. Um, it's really hard now to not think that you got to rush through things because the economy's bad, everything's like the world has just gone to shit and everything's so expensive. And you're just like, man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make money doing this? And if it's not given to us immediately, if we don't see results immediately, we get very discouraged. But this this whole art thing is a lifelong journey. Some people get there faster. Um, most people get there later. But as long as you continue to do it, I trust me on this. Like you will find solutions and you will make it in whatever it is that you're trying to do. But the moment you stop, man, that is when that's when your dream is dead. But you can always make a comeback, right? Um, yeah, let's see. Rag. Hold on, how much time do we got? Okay. Reggae El Destro? Did I say that right? Rage El Destro 8609. Sounds like the old kid may have become a New York City art critic. He saw his villainous conversation in real time. Lucky you. Yeah, he reminds me that what you just said reminds me of that guy all those years ago, just flaming that jazz player in the street, just doing his thing, and he's like, I'm an NYU film student. Who are you? Who are you? You no good, no talent, piece of shit. Or something, right? And I'm like, is this dude projecting? Sounds like he's projecting. But yeah, man, like you can't just be a critic all the time. Like I hate to be critical about everything. So I always try to just hone myself back and just appreciate what's there. Um, because people are doing their thing. I used to be a big hater. I used to have like a big chip on my shoulder, angry at everybody because I realized it was more of a reflection on myself and my lack and my sense of self-worth that I felt like was lacking. And so I used to project that onto people. And I felt like sometimes I always had to prove myself and just over explain things and say like why you gotta like me because I'm so I'm the best, right? Look, I'm the best. But nobody cares. Okay, but let's see what else. What else? I appreciate some honesty in the art community. Sometimes on the internet, we try so much to be nice that we can't talk real anymore. Some people talk big about their art, but it's trash to be honest, and it's okay because they can learn and become better people. But people will let them believe their BS just to be agreeable. Thank you, Manke Mista. Thank you for your comment. Yeah, like I am not the type of person to look at someone's artwork and say like that's trash and that's good and that's bad. But where I will start to trash them is if they have an ego and I'm just like, dude, you are a small fish in an ocean. And sometimes you guys got to let them know. Like if anything, I'm the kind of person now more than ever where I love all forms of art, stylistic, at all skill levels, people who are just trying to better themselves. It's really inspiring to me when I see people who are starting off doing something, try to do something because that's the hardest part because you don't know anything. For example, like I go to the gym and I find people who like the big guy who's really overweight and he's trying and I genuinely I do feel like I tear up a little bit inside because I know how hard it is for him to get to that point where he's so fed up and he's trying his best to improve his health and his body. And I know how hard it is because it's easy for people who work out, people who like athletes and stuff. It's easy for them. They've done it. Now, of course, everybody started somewhere, but then just like in art, just like with anything, when you starting off at the bottom, it's the hardest because it's so discouraging. You don't see progress until for a while, and you constantly compare yourself to other people. And I genuinely do like tear up. I get emotional sometimes. And I get so inspired by that. And I see that same person at the gym just like practicing and drawing. I'm not drawing, practicing and lifting weights and doing their thing. Same thing with art for me. I'm so inspired by people who just want to get better no matter what skill level they are. But yeah. Um, Hero UT says, drawing with just ink, brother, you are brave. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate all the kind comments. I stopped caring. Well, it's hard not to care, but I'm trying not to be so perfect. What you see on social media, like we're all trying to post our best version. You got to make the most prettiest video, got to show the weekend trip and the perfect drawing and the process and all that. It's just I'm tired of it, man. I stopped caring once I realized like no one really cares. Like there are more important things for me than to be so caught up on the mistakes I make. And the inks and pens really help me just to like let go of that. Be okay with mistakes. Especially like I'm a teacher. Um, I have to constantly do demos and I just have to live with that mistake. I realize people have bigger problems than just a bad drawing. You know, people have to go into, I could be in a position of like having to do like brain surgery on someone, or I could be somebody with a life-threatening disease. I could be under like sniper fire in some foreign country, you know? It's like there are worse things than me making a bad drawing. And hopefully everybody can find some relief in that. But thank you so much. And I want to address this a question from this person named Blood is Fuel 9882. If you can answer, or if you're not, it's fine. It's been almost a year. I've been drawing. I'm still in high school. No idea if what I'm doing is right or not. It's been like this yesterday for 2 days. I've been drawing from reference, straight up from Google. Chris Deltarune. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I know the game. It's from like Undertale. Deltarune. Deltarune. Sorry, my Italian people. Deltarune. I'm about to get canceled. Chris Deltarune fan arts. Put them in the drawing app and just do the shapes, then draw the rests. I kind of realized I need human anatomy to understand how the body parts connect to have proportions right. I really don't want to blindly copy an image like I used to. How do I really learn human anatomy? I don't know. Every time I look at human anatomy, I have no idea what to do and practice on, especially what to practice on. I do not want to waste time practicing something that's wrong or could have practiced um, another way which is better. I know art takes time. I'm kind of jealous of the real confident pen lines you do. Thank you. So that's my trouble with art right now. I don't really mind if whatever I'm practicing takes long. I just gotta know that this is the right thing to practice and put time on. And also, thanks so much for the video. I really love wolves. That wolf looks badass. Thank you. Thank you again. Um, and yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. When somebody is starting off and they're still learning, like where do you even start? This is the hardest part that everybody goes through. Even I still go through this from time to time. Just when I'm learning something new, like where do you even start? So, simply in the beginning about learning anatomy, do not focus so much on detail, and instead try to simplify shapes of the body by simplifying the forms with simple circles and ellipses and cylinders. Also boxes too. Being able to like draw a box. So for example, if you're practicing a head, draw the box like as draw the head as like a box. And then once it's turned, see if you could draw that box as a head. And then when you're doing like an arm, see if you could break it down into like a cylinder. Because if you look at my arm, it might have all this like detailed curves and bones and the ulna and whatever, but simplify it as like a cylinder. If you can simplify it, it'll be easier for you to break things down. And secondly, try not to do everything. People will look at a human body and think like they need to capture every little detail, head, chest, legs. You don't need to do that to start off. You could just slowly start with one part. So for again, just start with an arm. What does that arm look like? And this is really important. Don't look at the reference after you've practiced it. Try to replicate your study and see if you can do it multiple times, maybe even at different angles, because what that's going to do is going to kind of stretch your brain. Like it's going to turn your brain into mush because you're going to forget a lot of things. But the next time you go back to looking at the reference, your eyes will be more open to seeing your shortcomings. And please, like, this is important. Try to digest things slowly, little by little, rather than taking everything at once. So I had a teacher. He was a concept artist for God of War and also Magic the Gathering. His name is Izzy. If you guys want to look him up, his name is Cannibal Candy. Izzy Madrano, Cannibal Candy. And he taught me how whatever information you digest, just take one part of it, just a small part, digest it, eat it, see what it feels like, taste it, walk away, go for a walk, come back, and then try it again. You're going to retain that information a lot more than if you're just front loaded with so much information. It's hard too, because nowadays, like, you're so pressed on time and everything's trying to buy for our attention. We're constantly overloaded with information. But I'm seeing even more how important it is of what he said, that like just to take in one thing at a time. Um, and in terms of drawing, there is no actual like wrong way. The only wrong way is just you not trying, just you just not doing anything, even if it feels wrong, because eventually it's going to click. And yes, there are more efficient ways, and there are countless tutorials out there. And I'm definitely gonna probably address some of this like in my later videos. But just the fact that you are doing it, that's you're on the right path, because you're naturally just seeking answers to your problem. And in a year from now, as long as you're consistent, you're going to look back and be like, oh my God, look how far I've come. Um, Look how many steps I've took. The that mountain that seemed like the problem is like when you're starting off, everything seems like you have to climb the tallest mountain. And that's what's so daunting. And it may sound cliche, but you have to just look at the front step in front of you. Just the few feet that's in front of you, and you just take those small steps. I met a guy hiking, and it felt so far to get up top, and he just said, just take it one step at a time. Don't look at the top. Just take it one step at a time. Um, and yeah, I hopefully that answers your question. Um, Let me see. Oh, someone replied. Oh, okay. Oh, you replied. But yeah, I this whole thing just takes time, man. It all just takes time. It's just more important that we just do something, just create, man. You just gotta anything, music, working out, writing. I'm learning how to write better. Like I have like a little notebook here. By the way, when I was in elementary school, I used to have write standards because I was so bad, and it killed my handwriting. And look at this fucking handwriting, bro. It's terrible. But I have like grammar problems all over the place. But hey, I'm putting thought on paper. And someone commented saying, like, what you're doing when it comes to write or drawing is magic, right? It is a spiritual experience because you're putting thought and making it exist. And they're absolutely right. And I'm like, yo, this boy cooking. This dude cooking real quick. But yeah, um, I definitely want to make more videos and just have a chill time. I'm gonna address more questions if you guys might have anything for me. And yeah, bro, y'all gotta just fucking, mother, do the damn thing. Know what I'm saying? Pick up that thing. Draw some shits. You know what I'm saying? This is Battle Angel Alita. Look at this dude. He made hundreds of pages. Hundreds. I saw that they had an Oda, the guy who made One Piece, they had an Oda museum, and they just had like a whole wall with all of his panels. I'm like, dude, that's mileage. That's freaking mileage right there. But anyways, appreciate y'all again. I'll see you on the next one. I love you.